Hey YouTube, Incendar here. Have some pretty big news today. I guess it was announced that there will be server mergers coming at the end of the month on the 30th. I read over the patch notes or the information, and I'll post a lot here, but I'll also put a link below in description. So if you want to read more. So I guess first up we had Greetings Adventures, Significant Change, November 30th. Thrilled to introduce the new world. One world experience that Black Desert Online has been pursuing. Pretty much a lot of people already knew that this would come. It's just, most people thought this wouldn't show up until after the game went free to play, and then a huge server merge after that. So they're doing this a little sooner than everyone thought. Let's go to the next one here. So one world, one server. Players in all different servers will now be living on the same server, same region, authentic open world, blah, blah, blah. Fiercer siege wars, of course, with lots more people. Revitalization of the in-game economy. Going to be tons more people, so that's going to hopefully help with the items that we can never find on the marketplace. It'll probably make that worse, though, but definitely more opportunities. How long is this process going to take? Alright, sieges are going to be stopped November 26th. Transition will be complete on November 30th, so that maintenance. We recommend that you have your workers complete all tasks prior to maintenance. I read a little more into that, and I guess what's going to happen is the workers that you have working when the maintenance takes place won't bring back the items that they typically gather. It'll all just be sold for silver. So that's something to keep an eye on. You'll notice, I guess the first thing when you think server merge, okay, how are you ever going to grind ever again with 10 times more people? But there's going to be 36 channels instead of the ones we have now, so that's going to be a lot more channels to spread out the players, which is good. What will happen to player warehouses? It looks like all your items in your warehouses on the different servers are going to combine. The ones that exceed will just be held until you empty out your warehouse. So nothing there. You'll not be able to put anything if it's already all available slots are filled. Not a big change there. If you have expanded your warehouse on multiple servers, the compliance and the combined slots would exceed 192, which is the maximum. You'll get refunded the exact amount of pearls spent on these. So that's pretty good. What happens to achievements? They all get merged. What happens to titles? For characters across multiple servers, they all get merged. What happened to workers for players across multiple servers? They all get merged. Highest level on top. Looks like there may be an issue if you have a lot of workers for the lodging. You can pearl shop that or invest a contribution probably to fix that. Some people might have tons of workers here though, so it looks like they'll be able to work but then not regenerate after that. So that could be an issue for some people. And I guess the important thing of concern to keep an eye out, what happens to workers who have tasks when the merge happens? So they advise players to stop giving tasks to the workers at least 5 days prior. That's kind of ridiculous, honestly. If a player ignores this and there's a worker working at the time of the merge, the materials they were working on will be exchanged for money based on the trading value at the marketplace. So I would just keep the workers running, assuming that this is what they're going to do. And some of your work jobs will just convert automatically into silver for you based on market price. Of course, if that is an issue, just cancel all your workers. What happens to houses? If you have multiple houses, whatever the main server is, which is what they talk about a lot here. So whenever you log off on the 30th, it's going to be your main server, and then there'll be your other servers, but you want to make sure you log off on your main server before the maintenance, because everything's going to go based on that. So if you have multiple houses, I guess, supplies in the warehouse. Alright, so all the supplies will go to the warehouse they originally belonged to. Furniture bought with pearls across multiple servers. Players can contact customer support separately to exchange the extra furniture for pearls. So that could be good or bad for some people. What happens to pearls and loyalty? All get merged together. What happens to pets? All get merged together. What happens to your friend list? Only the 50 newest friends are kept. What happens to contribution points? This is kind of interesting. I mean, right here it does say if server A has 10 and server B has 10, you're not going to have 20. It's just going to take whatever your contribution experience is and merge that together for a new increase in contribution, obviously, if you have experience on multiple servers. Energy is going to be recalculated based upon knowledge from each of the servers, and this will happen automatically. What happens to knowledge for players with characters across multiple? It gets merged. So that's pretty good, especially if people have been doing a lot of different stuff on multiple servers. You're really going to make out well on this. Node investments, and this will probably be a sticky point. So the nodes you invested on your main server you're going to keep, and the energy spent for investment on the others will not be compensated. So if you had like level 10 nodes on server A and server B, you're still going to have a level 10, but if you had 10 on A and 5 on B, you want to log out on A to have the 10 and not the 5 from B. So you definitely want to log out on your main server. Horses, stables get merged, all horses available. The ones exceeding maximum slots of the stable can only be taken out and can't be checked in. So that could be an issue for some people. Just buy some more stables with contribution. What happens to items not picked up from the mailbox? All mailboxes will be merged. How will this affect guilds that own a guild house? All guild houses will be reset. How will guild ranking be affected? After this merge, all guild ranking will be based on the New World only. And I guess this is kind of interesting. What happens to players with characters in more than one guild? That's going to go by your main server too. And the other one, and your server B, server C, whatever, will be automatically withdrawn from whatever guilds they're in. So wherever you log out is the guild you're going to still be in. If you're running a guild, stay in your main server. And after looking at all that, this looks pretty good, and I think this will be, the way it's handled so far, it looks like it'll be pretty good with 36 channels, so it won't be super crowded. At the same time, everybody is going to, North America is going to play together now, so that's helpful. And other than that, I'll look forward to this. And again, this is happening November 30th. So make sure, I'm going to put a link here in description, and you probably want to read it over just to make sure you log out on your main server before the maintenance, because not doing that could be very bad. And if I see anything else pop up, I'll probably post it in comments here. If there's anything major, I might do another video. But so far, this looks pretty good. Hopefully this is going to make the economy better for life skillers, so we can look forward to that. And subscribe, and that'll automatically notify you if I put out any updates. And thanks for watching, and I'll keep putting out information as I get it. Thanks.